Hello everyone, Danielle here. Thank you so much for being with me this afternoon. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, know that you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join us live, all of the days and times that I'm here 5 times a week on YouTube are listed below, as is information about my online Reiki classes, community, Discord, and social media. So if you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to request healing attention to anything that you feel comfortable sharing to the group. We're going to start off by building a beautiful healing grid together. We'll do that for, the first 45 minutes, maybe more, depending on how many folks are here, how many requests we have. And after we build that beautiful grid together, we will turn the music up, turn the lights down, and I will send healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So thanks again for being here. And thank you so much. If you would like to come back anytime for pop-up streams, which I will definitely be having some additional streams additional to the schedule below during the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every time. And there's also information about my newsletter and all that good stuff in the description. But so good to see so many of you here. Let's go ahead and say hello to everyone. Okay, so good to have you all here. So let's see what we got. We have Grace, Erica. Erica, it's good to see you. Douglas, welcome. Maria, welcome. And Belinda, welcome. So let's go ahead. So I've started us off as usual with copper because that helps to break up any blockages, get the energy flowing optimally. We also have some citrine in there that helps with manifestation of financial support and of resources. And peridot, which helps us to break old cycles and habits that are no longer helping us. And it helps to establish new connections and new friendships and relationships that are supportive of our new cycles and habits. So glad you are here. So let's see what we have for everyone. Hey, Maddie, welcome in. So let's see. Heavy mind, you need rest, heart healing, and happiness. So rest, heart healing, and happiness. Absolutely. And yeah, it's so good to see you, Erica. I know you watch on the replay often. So let's see, heavy mind. There's a couple of good ones for that. Let's start with heart healing and happiness. Definitely. We often really get some good energy for happiness out of yellow calcite. So let's start there. Yellow calcite is a joy stone for sure. This is a stone that resonates with the solar plexus chakra, which is an energy center that encompasses and reflects all of our personal identity, our sense of will, who we are as separate from others. And who we are as separate from others. Oh, hi, Susan and Greg. It also helps us find joy in who we are and as we bring ourselves forward into the community around us. So it can be a very supportive stone. And I do seem to be having a little bit of a lag issue. It seems to be on YouTube's side. So just if I do tend to stop and start or pause, or you see any loading or buffering, I apologize in advance. I'll do my best to pop right back on. Let's see. Okay, that looks great. Yeah, this is one that I feel like when I spend a lot of time around it, the better I feel. When I got yellow calcite in my last shipment for the crystal shop, I just after I cleared it and did Reiki with it, I just wanted to sit with it all day. It was so nice. So yeah, let's see. I absolutely love it. And rest, heart healing, happiness. Let's go to some rutilated quartz. We've been working with that the last several streams, and I feel like it can really benefit all of us in a few ways. So rutilated quartz. Here we have clear quartz, and what you see running through it are rutils. This quartz brings the energy of focus as well as energizing. So it helps to focus. It helps to basically calm the mind, especially when it's just sort of running rampant. but it can also help to direct healing exactly where it needs to go. And as such, it's often thought of as a gift for folks who are battling cancer. This is also a great stone if you need to kind of get your energy back, if you've been a little bit run down, a little bit burned out, or if you're just getting better from being sick, if you're trying to like get your energy stores back up. So this can be helpful on the mental level as well as on the physical level. So we'll bring that in. Okay, there we go. And heart healing, happiness. I'm also going to bring in some shungite. Shungite is helpful for physical recovery as well as relieving stress and emotional pain. But on a physical level, this is thought to help facilitate the healing of like soft tissue in the body. But it's also great for clearing energy. When we are a little bit more prone to taking on the energies around us, like those of us who might be a little more sensitive to electromagnetic fields or to the energy of people around us, sometimes we can almost feel like overwhelmed or like we're just carrying a lot of dead weight. This can help us like deeply purge that energy. For that reason, this is one of my favorite stones to bring someone if they're in the hospital. Not only does it help with like tissue repair and emotional balance, but it also helps like keep the energy field as clear as possible so that you can just kind of do what you need to do and focus on healing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that around the sides here. In fact, shungite is very absorbent. It's used as a filter. The filters that you have at home in your water pitcher, in your refrigerator, they may actually have some shungite in them. So it's often used for that as well. So much like how charcoal absorbs things that aren't great, this is very similar, very, very similar. And hey, Maricela, good to see you too. And I hope you're feeling better, Grace. I hope that this supports you and helps you feel supported and feel loved. Let's see, what are our other requests? Neuropathy and rose quartz. Okay, so let's go there. Let's start there. Rose quartz. And for nerves, we have Amazonite too. So rose quartz is an absolutely beautiful stone of the heart center. This is just unconditional love energy. It's very helpful to bring in this style of energy anytime that we're looking to release what no longer serves, or we're trying to help us shift. Like sometimes we think of the stones that help us to, break the pattern, release the thing, but we don't often think about what we want to come in its place. It's a lot easier to let go of things when we feel like there's something good coming in its place. And rose quartz is there to remind us that there is unconditional love that can flow back in. So it ultimately just supports the heart center and supports our mental and emotional body with that love, so that we can let go of what's not serving us any longer and invite in something much better. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. And I'm going to put it near the yellow calcite because I feel like those energies together today are kind of what we could use. Okay. For neuropathy, we have Amazonite. Amazonite is a stone that we often use here. We've been using it quite a bit for nerve pain as well as anything having to do with the spine. We've had some folks with things like spinal stenosis and sciatica, anything having to do with the nerves. Additionally, it's great for care workers, so especially nurses, anybody in social work or childcare, anybody that cares for people in their life, especially those that are a little bit more prone to care for others where they might be best served to take care of themselves. Those that tend to end up closer to burnout without realizing it. This can be a stone that helps to remind those people who care so much to prioritize themselves, take care of themselves, and also have good self-respect and standing up for themselves as well. So in that regard, it can be really helpful for anyone in any care position, even if you're just a friend or family member whose phone rings when things happen. It's also really calming. So let's go ahead and we'll start another row here. Amazonite is such a beautiful stone, and it can come in shades of blue, green. Sometimes it's darker and it has stripes of white. Sometimes it's like these lighter blue greens. So this is all Amazonite. Yeah. Very supportive of healing. So I hope that that's helpful. We also have let's see, blue kyanite. I really have been seeing us work with quite a bit lately. Blue kyanite not only helps the nerves of the body, but also helps us with unconditional self-love, like respecting ourselves. But specifically, blue kyanite can be helpful for anytime that we are anytime that we're struggling with whether it's nerve or brain based, especially if it's brain based, if it's stroke based, if there's difficulty with speech or mobility, it can be really helpful. So let me just go ahead and peek through. Yeah, blue kyanite right here. It's also fantastic for understanding the spiritual messages that we get. So if you are struggling to understand your dreams or your tarot readings or anything like that, blue kyanite can be really, really helpful. This is what blue kyanite looks like. Thank you for being here. You're welcome anytime. Okay, awesome. And your wife has bad leg. Okay, gotcha. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Okay, good stuff. Okay, seeing the request. This is coming along. Hey, Key, I didn't see you sneak in there. It's good to see you. Maria, healing intention to have courage to continue on your spiritual journey and for healing in relationships. Sending all of the loved ones and yourself love and light. Oh, lovely. Let's do courage to continue on your spiritual journey. I love that. Let's see. There's a couple of really good ones. The first one that came to mind is chrysocolla. This helps us to make the decisions and like be decisive when it comes to our spiritual journey. And sometimes that's where we get stuck the most. So yeah, this is chrysocolla here. This also helps with encouraging you to follow your purpose in a really gentle, supportive way. It's not like, hurry up and go. It's more like, you can do this, like a cheering section just for you. It also helps with finding new ways to express yourself creatively as you start to embrace these new ways of engaging with your soul's purpose and new ways to express what you might feel as you embark on this new journey. So let's go ahead and bring chrysocolla out. And thank you, Mr. Day, for subscribing. Love to have you here. Let's do... Yeah, we'll start with those two. We may add more. I'm also going to bring in some Larimar for you. Larimar helps us to follow our spiritual purpose with especially having attention to doing things our own way, like being a little bit innovative, being a little bit like the new way of looking at things. So this really helps you not only embrace your spiritual path, it helps you to be a bit of a pathfinder when and how you need to be. So this can be very encouraging, but also very strengthening in that regard. So let's go ahead and put these guys here. Larimar is only found in the Dominican Republic. We also have relationships. And I'm going to say carnelian was the first thing that popped to mind for that. Carnelian has a lot to do with healing the sacral chakra, which is exactly where relationships are. The word that most folks have come to their mind when they think about the sacral chakra is sexuality, procreation, and even creativity. And all of that is absolutely true. And this stone will help with all of those things. But on a deeper level, that chakra has to do with how we relate to others, the other people in our lives, but also how we relate to the world around us, how we engage with society. So this can be very helpful with whether it's friends, family, colleagues, all of it, all the relationships in life, not just the romantic ones. And it's great too for finding, like if your intention is around finding romance and things like that too. It can be a beautiful stone for that as well. So yeah, and we've got, I hope that helps. We have, oh, Maricela, congratulations. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Seems like the recurring issues with YouTube are still happening, so I apologize for any delay that you might be experiencing. Let's go ahead over to, let's make sure we get keys stuff in. So we want red tiger's eye, lapis, mahogany. Red tiger's eye, lapis, mahogany. Lapis is excellent for pain and inflammation, but it's also great for integrity is like the word that always comes to mind when I think of lapis. It's about honesty and clarity and openness, a lot of transparency. So a lot of things that we really value in relationships and in business relationships, especially in the West, especially in the States, it's more like we really value that transparency. But this is definitely even beyond that. My friend Janie would often refer to something called talk to do ratio, follow through on what you say you're going to do. This is very much a stone of that. It's also thought to be helpful for balance, like physical balance, like vertigo and things like that. This could be helpful. And it helps with organization as well. If you struggle with being disorganized, this can help you start to change that. Absolutely love lapis. A lot of lapis too, like I know there's a lot of confusion right now about, is this stone real? Is it not? How do I know if I'm buying what it says it is? Know that right now a lot of the lapis that you're seeing looks more gray. And the reason for that is it's being mined in Chile, which is in South America, versus traditionally it was mined in Afghanistan. Afghanistan lapis is a much richer blue, and it has more blue. From Chile, it tends to have, I believe it's more like the calcium that gives it the whitish and grayish kind of colors. It's still lapis. It just looks a little different. And for that, you may notice a lot more gray. It's still lapis. On the other side of it, some folks are dyeing the lapis to make it look more blue. So you may notice that as well. That's one of the reasons I tell folks, like, don't put stones directly in water and drink it. You don't know how it's been treated or anything. And so seeing people dye lapis to look more richly blue is going to be something that you'll see. I've just been seeing a lot of that on social media. Like, is this real? Like, it's real, but it's from Chile and it's not dyed. Or is this real? It's turning the water blue. It's like, yeah, it was lapis, but now they've dyed it. And yeah, it's not meant to be anything other than jewelry. So just putting that out there. But yeah, that's lapis. We also have Red tiger eye. This helps us to manifest financial abundance in a hurry, and it's also incredibly protective. And that's whether it's something like a malevolence and sort of nasty dealings face to face in physical reality, especially around the holidays and things when people can get a little, they can get into triangulating people, they can get a little nitpicky, bullying, things like that. Those kinds of old behaviors can tend to resurface when folks cross paths again. It's like old patterns resurface. This can help protect against that low level stuff, as well as it helps protect against like even malevolent spiritual work. So it's a very protective stone, but it does, like I said, help manifest financial abundance in a hurry. I absolutely love red tiger eye as a protective stone. It's very grounding. And in addition to that, mahogany obsidian. Mahogany obsidian is, all obsidian is natural glass. It's glass that's usually formed volcanically. And in this particular place, mahogany obsidian helps us to let go of the fear of imperfection and see perfection, where perfection and the idea of being perfect can actually stop us from moving forward. Like, it's not done yet, it's not done yet. And it's like, okay, it's been forever. Can you show us what you have, kind of thing. This can help us release that need to be perfectionistic. It can also help us relieve any need to feel like we have to be validated or we have to prove ourselves. And it also allows us to let go of others holding us to those unattainable standards as well. So we'll bring that in. Here we go. Blue sky, great to see you. Okay. We also have Unikite, Moonstone, Tiger Eye, Pink and Black Tourmaline Citrine. Let's start with some Moonstone. This helps with connection to divine timing and the cycles of nature, because Moonstone is very much connected with the moon. So the moon is what controls the tides. And as we are mostly made of water, this has a big impact on us as well. So this is everything from fertility to wise woman traditions, wisdom, divine feminine, and I really feel like it's very connected with the High Priestess card and the tarot deck. So yeah, it's one of those really beautiful protective stones as well. It helps with intuition, it helps with attracting love, and it can also help with protection during travel, which can be really, really beautiful. Especially because right now so many folks are traveling. We have, there we go. We also have black tourmaline, which helps to repel negative or just not our energy. This is South Philly tested and approved. I have even crushed it up and sewn it into curtains. It does work. But yeah, this helps to repel any energy that just isn't yours, or that's of like a lower vibration that you just don't need in your field. It helps to keep your energy field clear, and it also helps to keep you balanced and a little bit more grounded. So if you're somebody who's sensitive or empathic, this can be very, very helpful. I often think of it alongside things like shungite. So let's put that on the other side of the yellow calcite from the shungite. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. tiger eye, pink and black tourmaline. Yes. So tiger eye, unakite. Tiger eye is perception and protection. And it's not just perception in terms of intuition, but also in a very real world sense of things like studying, researching. This is one of the stones that I often think of along the lines of like my friends who are in data science and things like that, like research, finding the thing that's wrong in all of these layers of codes, like my friends who are coders. Whether you're researching, studying, or even doing like detective work, this can be really helpful to find the fine detail in things, but it's also very protective, and it does support us on the solar plexus. So when we find those things, we feel like we're able to say, hey, this is what I see. This is what I see going on. So I love it for all of those reasons. Let's put it right here next to red tiger eye. Unakite is everything women's health. It's very much protective and supportive of fertility, but also prenatal, postnatal, during delivery, labor, onset of menses, onset of menopause, all of these things. And even for in a woman's life, healthy relationships, a good marriage. It's also very much linked with smoking cessation, so quitting smoking. And we love it for all of those reasons. So we were going to bring this in support of Maricela. Pink tourmaline is one that I often use alongside rose quartz. It's another stone of unconditional love and support. It helps us to deepen our heart center to accept even more love than we otherwise would be able to hold. This is, when we think of black tourmaline and how it repels the negative, this is like it invites in the positive, but especially like the loving. So absolutely, absolutely adore this stone. And we're going to just sprinkle that around the center as well. Sometimes, like right now, if you purchase, if you're finding any pink tourmaline to purchase on the market, because I've been getting this question a lot, like how come the pink tourmaline is surrounded with white? What's that other stuff? This is the kind of pink tourmaline folks are finding on the market right now. And this is pink tourmaline also, but this is just other stone. This, in this particular case, looks like quartz in the background. But yeah, this is how pink tourmaline can be. And this is when it's taken out of that sort of matrix stone or whatever might be surrounding it. So you may see it either way if you're shopping for it online. We also have citrine is already there. So congratulations, Maricela. And fatigue and headaches. Fatigue, definitely the rutilated quartz, and headaches, absolutely. We also have rhodochrosite can be really good for things like headache. And it's also a great stone for parent and child bonding. So like the motherhood bonds. So I feel like this is super appropriate. But this is also the heart, circulatory system, telepathy, channeling, very high level intuitive work. This is one that can help folks with asthma and things like that in their lungs. It's also helpful for connecting with deceased pets as well. So it's a very mystical stone, but it's also very tangible in the ways of like any kind of parent-child bonding. So for those of you that may have issues with family, and like who doesn't? Like that's just sort of par for the course, right? But especially parent-child bonding, this can be a really helpful stone. So let's go ahead and bring that in for you. Perfect. Keep us posted on everything. Okay, cool. Cara's friend Patty. Oh, okay, cool. Absolutely, I can support that too. And hello. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. We've also got from Susan, knee pain, family and holiday stress, and literary agents and buyers for your artwork. Gotcha. So when I saw your request for knee pain, this is joints, anything having to do with the bones, bone strength, bone density, which is all stuff I struggle with. And also anger, resentment, and frustration. Wow, can't we all benefit from this stone? This is howlite. This is often thought of that has to do with teeth, bones, and hair. But yeah, anger and resentment, and especially like frustration that can come from that. This helps us to kind of diffuse that proverbial bomb that is wrapped up in anger and resentment, and be able to sit with what's going on and be motivated to create active change from those emotions rather than be kind of overwhelmed by them and explode. This can also be, just like I said, for whether it's joints, but also just bones in general. This can be really helpful. So that's white howlite. Let's do this, actually. I love these little hearts. Okay, we also have, so literary agents, so manifesting. This is a stone that we sometimes use for that. This is chevron amethyst. So this helps with tolerance of others, which, I mean, the holidays, but really any day, couldn't that be helpful? But this is also channeling, visionary work, high-level intuitive stuff. But in addition, this is sending our requests up to spirit and getting a response and being able to kind of dialogue with spirit, whether it's very overtly, like very intuitively, or just sort of very subtle intuitively. So where it's just like, I feel like I can shift my request, or wow, I really feel like I should call this person back. This is a stone that helps to take what you're asking the universe for and then give you feedback of like where they might be, or hey, do you want to shift your request just a little bit to the left? It might be better. So yeah, so we'll bring this in for connecting you with the people who are best to work with. And we're also going to bring in buyers for things and family holiday stress. Yeah, buyers for things. This is true Cinnabar, which is mercury, so be very careful with it. Another reason why we don't put stones in water and drink it. Yeah, this is, technically this is considered not okay to even put in the US mail. Like it's that kind of toxic. But classically and historically, this has been seen as the merchant stone. It brings customers in the door and it creates happy, thriving businesses. So if you want to attract sales, you can work with Cinnabar. You can also use clear quartz to stand in for Cinnabar if you'd like it to, if it's a lot safer to have around. So yeah, we will put that here for now. We may move it, we may put it somewhere else. Let's see. And family and holiday stress, definitely shungite, carnelian. This doesn't hurt either, the black tourmaline. Rhodochrosite. Definitely shungite is a good de-stress stone. And what else would like to come through? I feel like bloodstone really wants to come in. This is everything from self-doubt to helping you get through an emotionally challenging time. It's a deep, deep green with hits of red, which is why it's called bloodstone. And it's I like to think of it as an emotional stuff hits the fan kind of stone, but it also is emotional stamina. It helps us to get through prolonged issues and things. But yeah, self-doubt, it quiets the mind during meditation. I feel like the emotional perseverance is why it's coming in today. So yeah, we'll bring this in. Also, if you are suffering from any kind of despair, this can be a helpful stone. It lifts despair. I might just do this. So that is bloodstone. We also have, yeah, I think that'll help. I hope that that's helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday if I don't see you before then, but I feel like I will. So for your wife's bad leg, I hope that what we've picked already is helpful, but also lapis is good for inflammation and pain, and howlite for bones and joints, as well as amazonite and blue kyanite for nerves. So let me know if there's anything more specific you want me to hit on for your wife's legs. We've got Korakar, Vincent, their stepdad. Looks like we already have a lot of what Chris is asking for. The parent-child bonding stone, Maria, is... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Maricela. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Rhodochrosite. And you even spelled it right. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one for that. It's, we shall see. Let's go ahead and we do, for Patty, the Zest for Life, we usually do yellow calcite, so that's here. For your missing cats, we usually do jet, which can help attract missing pets. And jet is fossilized wood that's been fossilized through like intense, quick heat usually. So usually a volcano, sometimes a very, very hot fire. Traditionally, petrified wood helps us through times of change where we almost have to like die as one version of ourselves to be reborn as a new one. This is like when we have to do things quickly. So this is also, in addition to attracting lost and missing pets, this is also a stone of moving through grief, whether it's grief of someone that we've lost or grief of like a version of ourselves, even when we have to like quickly shift. It allows us to be in our grief while also processing our grief without being overwhelmed or numbing out. So we can bring this in. It's very grounding too. It allows you to kind of just let go. And we also have, I think that's what we've been doing for that. We're also going to do, for Korakar, chrysocolla can stand in for, like we've been doing a lot of white coral. We can also do the red coral that Korakar's been asking for, which is, this is protective against, it's very supportive and protective of women. It's great for dispelling things like misogyny or women being sort of relegated to something else, not taken seriously or listened to, not given equal footing in different places, especially in a workplace or in community and society in general, like the gaslighting of women and things like that. So this can be very helpful. We're going to put that, I'm going to put that actually out here. Oh, yeah, it sounds key. It sounds a lot like jet is helpful. I'm so sorry. And W, it's great to see you. We also have Vincent we've been using Amazonite for. Let's also bring standing up for yourself, Dumortierite. So I know I have Dumortierite here. Dumortierite's another one that's good for anger along with howlite, but this is also good for frustration. It helps with tidiness, but for today, what we're really using it for is standing up for ourselves. For those of us having aches and pains too, this is also good for ligaments, tendons, connective things. With this stone, it helps with situations that seem hopeless all the way up to finding your voice and being able to say, like, this is what I need. Like, standing your ground and standing firmly for yourself and speaking up for yourself in a way that is heard, in a way that can be heard. I mean, whether or not somebody hears you is really on them, but in a way that you can be heard and understood. So we'll bring this in. It's also great for Uranus type energy. So if you have like a lot of that in your chart or anything, Uranus energy, Uranus tends to be like a lot of chaos kind of energy. So let's go ahead and let's do here and here. So we'll put that in for Vincent. We'll do the white coral too for Korakar, and that's very much in alignment with Chrysocolla. This is following your path, your spiritual path, most importantly. The knowing that what we're doing is super important and we don't need to be distracted by other people's input sometimes. Like, it's good to take in other people's input, but at the same time to pull you off of what you know you need or want to do. This one will remind you that your path is your path and to go ahead and listen to yourself and trust yourself. So we'll bring that in. And oh, much love to you too, Douglas. I hope that's helpful. Let's see. And so the last ones we had were for Chris, I believe. We have Peridot. We'll do Iolite. We have Rutilated. We'll do Herkimer. Okay. Iolite is helpful for things like, it's helpful for weight loss, if that's your intention. It's also helpful for things like intuitive connection to your spirit guide. So if you're doing any kind of visionary meditation or shamanic journeying, this is an excellent stone to work with. This also helps with things including fever and also better sleep, especially if it's intuitive stuff that's keeping you up at night. So we'll bring in the Iolite. And I know that we've been doing that also for Korakar with the intention to help strengthen Psychopomp. And for balancing Kundalini energy in the body, we have Caribbean blue calcite and aragonite. So aragonite is a type of calcite. This is the brown that we see in these specimens. The aragonite helps us on the level of the physical body and physical healing, and most importantly on the energetic side, our root chakra, our earth star chakra, so that we feel like we're connected to earth, our spiritual path forward, and being able to enact it here on earth. Also, the blue side, the blue Caribbean calcite, is very much in alignment with our crown chakra, our soul star chakra, and collective consciousness and our spiritual purpose. This is a stone that helps to balance both places and clear the energy in between. So it basically allows for the rise of Kundalini energy. That's the energy that lays dormant at the base of the spine that can travel up, bringing about enlightenment when it's allowed to rise up between the chakras all the way up and brings about enlightenment. That can be a really intense experience. So this helps to facilitate that, but in a way that's not so overwhelming that you feel like you're not in control of it. So we'll bring this in. Let's put that here. Let's do that. We also had Herkimer, and Aqua Aura helps with A lot of us have been working with this for depression and seasonal affective disorder. Of course, like everything here, nothing is a replacement for any other therapy that works for you, whether it's a supplement or psychotherapy or a medication. I am not the med shamer. I take the meds I need. I have no shame about it. But this is another stone, another thing like kind of in my arsenal of stuff that helps me deal with depression. And I've definitely found it really helpful. This is a stone that's been altered. It was clear quartz and it was put through a process with gold, which actually turned it blue. I previously thought that was titanium. I was wrong. It was gold. So there's not a lot of information about it. A lot of folks don't want to work with stones that have been altered. I get that. And some folks, well, frankly, it's not like we've been doing this for that long, so there's just not a lot written about it. But we've been finding it useful for depression and things like that, and seasonal affective disorder. So we will go ahead and place that here. And let's see. Blue kyanite we have, blue sapphire, and then hematite. Okay, so blue sapphire is a very intense stone of intuition and connecting to our psychic abilities. This is a really exceptional mediumship stone, especially if you're somebody who struggles with opening up that channel or deepening that connection. This can be somewhat ungrounding if you're not used to grounding your energy. And that means if you, after meditation and doing any kind of spiritual work, if you have a hard time getting back into the human and mundane things, work on that first before you work with this as an intuitive stone. I'm not saying don't work with it. I'm just saying get good at the one thing first. It'll be a lot more comfortable. One of the easier ways to ground is even soaking your feet in a little bit of Epsom salt. Helps tremendously. But we do have a lot of grounding stones here. Generally black stones, dark red stones. Those are going to be stones that'll help you with it. Jet also. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring this in with right here actually, because the meanings really go in together with the chevron amethyst. Yeah, it's a very powerful stone and one that can really help you on your intuitive and psychic journey. And as well, we have Ametrine, and this is a little bit of Ametrine. Ametrine is citrine and amethyst together, that formed naturally together. Citrine was once upon a time amethyst, and through heat and pressure turned into citrine, which is why we see a lot of yellow baked citrine. Citrine is a lot more rare than amethyst. So that's why it can be more expensive, one. And two, if it's not readily available, one of the tricks on the market is to take a bunch of amethyst and bake it in a really hot oven or irradiate it, and that turns it into citrine, but not this orangey brown kind of citrine. It looks more like a baked yellow. But essentially, this is what happens when you get specimens that were right on the edge of the change. So it definitely encompasses properties of both. So citrine bringing out abundance, also helping us to connect with our sense of what is intuitive and what is intellect. Amethyst helping us to better connect with spirituality, especially in new ways, taking responsibility for ourselves, doing some self-improvement, but at the same time not being self-deprecating, creating that self-change, but also loving ourselves at the same time. So it can really be exponentially powerful on both. So we will bring that in. So with that, I think we are good to go. Which stone was that? Aqua Aura. So I'll do Aqua Aura and blue sapphire. So the one that was really intense intuitive stuff and mediumship was blue sapphire. And shift in the lights. Aqua Aura was the bright blue that helps with depression. So I just typed Aqua Aura in. Let me know if you're not sure if it's either one of those. So we are going up to, right now it's about 5 of So rather than bring out a couple stones and have you all vote for which one you want to add, I have an idea. How about I quickly explain what Reiki is about? And while I'm doing that, you all help bring up the energy in the best possible way, which is to go ahead and share in the chat some things that you're grateful for. It's an amazing way to shift the energy. You don't need to burn anything or get anything. Think of a few things that you're grateful for. Even say them out loud if you want to. Totally shifts the energy of anywhere you happen to be. So while y'all go ahead and do that, I'm going to just explain what Reiki is to those of you who are new, and then we will get into the healing. I'll turn the lights down, turn the music up, and I will send the healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you'd like more information about my online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, social media, or my crystal shop, go ahead and check out the description below. There is actually a coupon code for the crystals right now. If you're watching this, it's currently December 16th, 2022. Don't know when you're watching this, but there is, through Monday, there is a coupon code to save 15%, and it is Give Joy. So you can find all of my crystals at learnreikiphiladelphia.com/shop. And so what is Reiki? Well, the style of Reiki I work with is known as Usui Reiki. And this is named after the founder of the system, Mikao Usui. And he created this particular method of applying this energy in the early 1920s in Japan, at a time when you could not teach things that were spiritual or religious without getting into quite a bit of trouble. Usui was a man of many studies and diverse wisdom. At the same time, this particular method took all of what he knew together and created a beautiful bridge for folks to connect to the energy that is all around him, all around us, connects and unites all of us, and to be able to connect with that while neutralizing the aspects of religion and spirituality that could kind of set us apart or could be seen as divisive in any way. And I feel like that's why it resonates with our secular society so well. But essentially, the very foundation of this practice is based on the concept of energy that we see in Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything has a soul. Everything. Me, you, whatever you're sitting on, all the stuff around me, all the stuff around you, everything has a soul. And all of these souls are interconnected to a point. Within all of this interconnectedness, there are forces at play that help support all of us. And one of them would be this spiritually guided soul energy. And that's actually what Reiki roughly translates to. The concept of what I'm doing essentially is to tap into this energy that is already flowing through you and me and everyone and everything around us. Our body, mind, and spirit are already working with it. It supports our body, mind, and spirit to come into the best sense of balance that they can, even if we're not aware of it. We're mostly made of water. We forget that all the time. Water is something we need to do the most basic life-sustaining functions. Yet our body knows exactly what to do with it, to the point where we don't have any conscious control over it. Our body just knows what to do. It's very much the same way in my experience with Reiki energy. Our body, mind, and spirit are working with it, even though we're not consciously aware of it, and we're all able to connect with it. So I feel like we already have access to this energy. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is connecting to that energy and directing more of it to you. Your body, mind, and spirit will use it in the best possible ways to support your highest good. And you can set any intentions that you might have for your own healing, be it on the mental level, the emotions, or in your physical body. As we enjoy this, what I'll essentially do is connect to that energy and direct it to you. You don't need to do anything. Do the best you can to be as comfortable as you can. That's pretty much it. I'll do the rest. You can lay down, you can sit up, you can stretch, move, bend, whatever feels right to you. You can combine it with some yoga, with journaling, anything that feels right to you. Or you can just take a really great nap. Sounds great. That's what I always end up doing, whether I intend to take a nap or not. That's what I almost always end up doing. So during the session, I encourage you to close your eyes and just be. You don't have to focus on anything, and you don't have to keep your mind silent. You can just exist. If you feel like your mind might be wandering or anything like that, feel free to take a deep breath in and out. But essentially, you may feel things in your physical body, different sensations. You may feel a shift in emotions or have some emotions come up. You may experience your subconscious being able to speak to you, and you may experience some intuition coming through, almost like spirit speaking to you. Whatever your experience is, good chance it's a little bit of a combination of all of the above. I encourage you to go ahead and just enjoy and take a deep breath if you feel like your mind might be running away with you, but there's no wrong way to enjoy this time. At the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice come back in and invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And at that time, I'll reopen the chat so that you can ask me any questions you might have. You can also share any experiences that were particularly meaningful to you. If you're watching this on the replay, or if you think of a question later, go ahead and use the comments. I'm more than happy to support you. I'm here 5 times a week, so you can always pop in for a little bit of healing. Days and times are in the comments below, and today is Friday. The stream started at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will be back later this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will be returning Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Additionally, Sunday, it looks like Sunday at 5 p.m. won the poll. I will be doing a free workshop for us live on some DIY crystal and Reiki gifts, where I will be walking us through sending some beautiful Reiki and crystal energy to the gifts you either already have or some things that you can make some gifts out of. You can watch, I'll list that event before the 8 o'clock stream, so you get a chance to see a little bit more, but you can show up with whatever you have and make a beautiful gift for yourself or anyone else that you care about. So without any further ado, let's go ahead into the session. I will turn the lights down. They'll move gently and slowly through several different colors, but at no point will they flash or strobe. And if you want to learn more about the musical creator, her information is in the description below. She has her own beautiful YouTube channel that you can listen to all day long if you like. I know I do. And so thank you all so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure, and let's go ahead and get into the healing. Hey Sammy, hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Douglas. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. You're welcome here anytime. I'm so glad, Maricela. Yay, I'm so glad for everybody. Aw, this is great. Okay. Awesome. I love the feeling of gratitude. So everybody getting nice and comfortable. I'm going to get ready to send you some Reiki. Definitely enjoy your session, everyone. And I will see you in about 25 minutes. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Feel free to ask any questions or share anything in the chat. Some kitten purrs for all of you. The kittens had a rough day today. They had to run to the vet because couldn't tell if one of them was howling because they were in pain or what, and they're just now okay with me. Oh, both of them. And I do have good news. The best kind of failure is a foster failure. It's official today. I adopted them both. So they were my foster kittens. They are now my kittens. So, oh, you purring. You forgive me for a trip to the vet. You forgive me. That's very sweet. You forgive. Yeah. It probably also helps that the heat has been out all day and I'm warm. And wrapped in a blanket. Yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything to share, go ahead and let me know. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're giving me kisses even? Oh. It's your gotcha day. It's your gotcha day. Yeah. I'm officially your problem forever now. Yeah. Let's see if I can. Apologies for any seasickness. Yeah, so they're happy babies. Yeah. Oh. Lots of purrs. Okay. Oh. Happy gotcha day, guys. You're so welcome, everyone. You knew I would end up with these cuties. I think pretty much everybody did except me. I still wasn't completely over the heartbreak from my cat that I lost last year, and I'm still not. But I don't know that that's something you ever truly get over. There we go. Yeah. Oh, too many cutes, yes. Yeah. And I did catch up with the person who adopted their litter mate. And their litter mate that I helped take care of is, that I fostered, is also thriving in her new home, too. Oh, so cute. Oh, you forgive me for the vet trip. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, but you're going to have to get medicines later. Oh, you're going to hate it. That's okay. That's okay. you. Yeah, happy little family. Yes, we are. Yeah, we're all gonna cuddle. We're all gonna cuddle with forgiveness. They are part of the community. It's true. They are definitely Reiki babies. Yeah, are you Reiki babies? Yes, you are. Yeah, for those who don't know, I started fostering them when one of them could fit in my hand. They were in quarantine for ringworm. And so I brought them in and I had them quarantined in my bathroom, and I was able to successfully treat them and get rid of the ringworm, which was no small feat. And yeah, oh, you guys are cute. But they are thriving now. They're plump little ladies doing so well and just so cuddly. So yeah. You guys are more than double the weight you were when you came here. And if you see Fiat Luna here in the chat, and Fiat Luna has a great Reiki channel as well. She actually works at that same shelter. She's a former student of mine. But I'm going to go ahead and cuddle these little babies, and I will be back at 8 p.m. So don't forget to join me then, and remember to check out the subscribe with the notifications on, because I will be announcing that workshop on Sunday evening ahead of the 8 o'clock stream. But thank you so much for being here with me. It's an honor and a pleasure as always. I'm so glad it was a great session. I feel better too. But yeah, so you all have a beautiful rest of your afternoon until I see you a little later. And if I don't see you then, usual streams are all on through the holidays, plus some extra ones. Even and especially the ones that fall on holidays, I will absolutely be here. So you can go ahead and set your clock to it if you need to. But I hope you have a beautiful rest of your afternoon, evening, or day, wherever you happen to be. And I hope to see you again soon. And from me and the kitties, bye for now. And thank you, Blue Sky. Yeah, I'm being a bad YouTuber. Please go ahead and like the video if you don't mind. Very much appreciate the plug there, Blue Sky. Have a beautiful day, everyone.